Threat terminated.
What's going on, my kidly bitch? It's Man the Caveman here, and I like this. So far, I like this. Like, I think, some people just seem to think that I just bash McFarlane, okay? And I guess I can understand why people can, like, say that and everything, but I feel like I make decent points, and, there are other people that feel the same exact way.
Oh, hell yeah.
But this looks good. This is the closest I think he's ever gotten to the art that he's used on a box for the figure that they've used. I mean, he doesn't have his staff, but if you took out one of the all right, I can get, like, if you took out one of the weapons and you threw the staff in there, I think it would have been fine, because we all know these guns are all like reused from like Commando Spawn and all that shit. But I think it looks good. $35, I'm not gonna do the review right here. I'm gonna jump in and do the review in there. But yeah, I mean, I don't hate it so far. I don't hate him. I don't hate him, guys. Okay, I just have an opinion on the way he treats his fan base. That is all. Anyway, off to the review. Alrighty, guys, I'll try to make this quick because I have work today. Again, I know you believe I just dick around all day playing with toys, but I do not. I would love for things to be perfect and everything to work out. Of course, I mean, who wouldn't? But let's get right into it. So we'll start off with his regular stuff, the card, and it looks good. I can't give him any shit for that. That is that is pretty accurate. Like I said, the staff would have been nice to have in there. And I'll get to that in a moment, where you could have threw the staff in and probably taken a gun out. But then again, now that I'm looking at it, all right, let's move on from this. And of course, his stand, which you don't need. You do not need it, which I always appreciate that you don't need it. You don't need the stand. It stands perfectly fine. So get that out of here. Now let's get into the goodies. So we got some weapons. This weapon was a little bit they look fine, good details. Not a whole, as I always say, like a wash or something, maybe some dry brush to give it more of a weapon type look, or maybe like a matted type thing. But this is hard to get into his hand and not look funky. So, but it's cool that it's in there. Especially for price point, cool that it's in there. This big boy, which is on the card art, is very hard to have him hold without it looking really funky. I mean, you could play around with it, but it doesn't fit into that well. I'm sure these guns are reused from something. All right, I'm playing with this gun too much while I'm talking too much. Let's get moving with the review. So then we got these. I left them in the gripping hands because they gripped really well. They actually went on nicely. They went on to the triggers, and when he held them, they weren't lonky, and they looked like he was holding weaponry, and it didn't look weird. So I left those in there. Plus they were hard to get in. You had to warm them up or pry them in there and everything, but leave this stuff in there and it should be fine. So that's what I did. And he's got the pistol with little red tip where the red dot goes. So that fits in really nicely. It does go into his holster over there too, so that's a nice little touch. So that's it for accessories and everything. Let's get into the figure himself. Got him in his karate pose over here. Martial arts and all that stuff. I'm not really sure his fighting style. He's up there on Batman level, right?
Yep.
So we'll start with the head. Up that much, down that much. Does spin all the way around. This is floaty bullets. This you might be able to get off. Can you get it off? Yeah, you can probably get that off there if you wanted to. Does spin all the way around. He does have, these are pliable, the little tassels on his hood. Could have, like, this looks good. The head sculpt looks good. It's a good looking head sculpt. Damn, he's looking at me like, if you fuck my review up, I will find you. I'm in your house. I will get you. But it looks good. Could have had the flesh tone around the eye, but it still looks good. It does not look bad. Damn, that looks good.
Fuck off.
That actually looks really, really good. Nice details on this neck piece. Nice details. Yeah, the details are never really a big issue with McFarlane's stuff. The paint is good. It's got different textures, different like, you know, goldish and a shimmery, and this side is more matted, so they did good with the paint. And the tassels, I believe his tassels were the two different colors, but that's an easy fix if you really wanted to do it. If you could match the colors up, you could just paint one of the tassels the other color, and that would be fine. That would be totally fine. The shirt right here, I feel like it just should have been the whole diaphragm section. I mean, it looks good. There's nothing wrong with it. That's just my little opinion on it, where it's like, it probably would have been easier to just have that just be this shirt right here. But I mean, there's details on it that go all the way in, so it's fully sculpted, and it goes right into the other part of the shirt, so awesome stuff. Arms, all the way around, articulation. Oh, I didn't notice that. There's some orange going on the... That's weird, though, why you would have stuff like that, though, too. Like, I guess, you know, like, I mean, it doesn't affect posability too much, but it takes you out of it, that's all. But it does go all the way around. He's got the extra shoulder articulation that floats around, and he's got a bicep swivel, double elbows that flow nicely. There's no like glove cut here, which would have been, which it looks like it would have been, but there's two tones on the gloves. Like, the paint is really good on this. I can't stress that enough. The hands actually come in and out very nicely. I say that, and then look, I can't do it. Pop out pretty good. When I was switching them in and out, it flowed really nicely. There was a nice pop and everything. But yeah, all the way around, hinge on the wrist. Doesn't look too bad. There is the diaphragm, ebb, crunchy thing going on. There's no waist swivel, like, at all. Like, I thought there might have been, but there is nothing there. There is some wash going on with the belt and, like, the underwear and everything. Like, you could see, like I said, the paint is really good on this. Even now that I'm looking at, like, some of the other stuff. I mean, he's got pins, you know, which I feel like it's time to go into some pinless technology, man. Like, you've been around long enough. You make enough money off of your fan base. I'm sure you can come up with some pinless technology. I mean, but then, like, some of the details end here because he's got, like, a little buckle on there that could have had a little love. Nothing on the back. He tends to forget the back too. Like, with a lot of things, like, well, no, I say that, and then there's some on the boots, but he does tend to neglect the back of this stuff. He does have the chainmail design going on the blue areas. Nice touch, double knees. This also looks like there would be a boot cut, but no boot cut. There is an ankle cut, so I guess that's to make up for why it looks like there's a boot cut. Toe hinge, up, down, and some rocker. So, yeah, that's your basic McFarlane articulation. Hey, wobbling all over the place. Come on, I got you to stand before. You could. There you go. There's some standage right there. Little wide stance going on. He looks good. Paint is good. Like I said, some gripes with the weaponry, like being a little funky, holding some of them. It looks great. Like, he did a good job matching the stuff up. Like, This is probably the most accurate I think I've ever seen him be true to like card art. It's like, well, you picked the right card art, and I'm not gonna give him crap for not having like the staff or anything. He did give you a boatload of guns, so I'm not gonna give him crap for the staff because Deathstroke varied with weaponry over the years. He had like dual katanas. He had that big ass broadsword. He's had a bunch of weaponry over the years, and I'm not going to give him too much shit for that. I by no means hate it, so let's get into some comparisons. So here we got Mr. Wilson with Blade and Cable from the Marvel Legends line, and that looks like a crew that could potentially work together. But you can see he kind of like towers over a standard size Blade, and he's actually a bit bigger. I mean, they're 7-inch scale. He's a bit bigger than the Cable, and Cable's a big dude. So, and here we got old Slade with Jada Toys Blanca and Black Series Dash Rendar. And man, if you thought he towered over the Blade, geez. I also like the Black Series. They do run a little smaller than a standard 1/12, but damn. And finally, we got Deathstroke with a couple of Kryptonians, Supergirl and Superman from obviously the same exact McFarlane line. I think he's actually bigger than Superman here. Like at least height wise. From here, it looks like he's definitely bigger than Superman. Like, I don't know. I think he's buffer than Superman too. Shit. So all in all, I dig it. I like it. Like, paint's good. Price point, $35 is what it is. I'm not going to argue about price point anymore. Like, they're just all over the place. The $30 price range for, you get things with like a set of hands, and I'm exhausted with the arguments on this, so I'm not even going to get into it. So $35 gets you a decent amount of accessories. Some of the guns are pretty like wonky getting in there though, but he looks good. Posability, details, paint, accurate, pretty damn accurate. I can't give him shit for accessories because, like I said, Deathstroke, even the Terminator Deathstroke, which is this one is based off of, has varied with weaponry and stuff. So you get a good amount of stuff. No real major gripes. Few paint apps could have been a little different, but that's really it. If you're looking for a classic type Deathstroke that looks good on your shelf, I would suggest picking him up. He's available. He might go on sale actually. Like, I'm surprised. Like, I think he sold out before, but he did come back in stock. Yeah, grab him up if you're looking for a good representation of a classic Deathstroke. And you guys know me. I'm always on the lookout for something cool to bring to you. I always call it how I sees it, and I will catch you guys next time in the cave.